They're within an inch of each other. Oh, yeah.
All set? Okay. It's 5:15. The Plan Commission meeting will come to order. Please call the roll.
Benjamin? Here. Klibowitz?
Here.
Kasdorf?
Here.
Morin?
Here.
And we think Kevin might show up. Injuries. Is there anyone desiring to be heard? None. Consideration of the minutes of June 18th, 2024.
I'll accept the minutes as written.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
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 On opposition, say nay. Motion passes. New business. Conditional use permit application for Austin Hamel for the storage and distribution of medical goods at his home-based business located at 4638 North 126th Street in Butler.
Yes. So I just want to state for the record that Mr. Hamill was made aware of the hearing here tonight, but he has not. He's not in the audience right now. But what I can let you know of is that he submitted a conditional use application on August 1st, and we called him and talked to him in depth about what is going on with that business. We became aware of this after there was a police contact at the home. And so that's when we became aware of the home-based business, and we went through the process of letting him know that he needs to apply for a conditional use permit, which he then did. What this business is looking to do is to basically buy and then resell medical supplies. More specifically, and what seems to be the greatest volume of his business is diabetic test strips. So he purchases unused medical test strips from individuals that have excess amounts of them, and then resells them to third parties. So the village's big concern here is that if you look in the packet, I provided the conditional use permit ordinance for home-based businesses, and it does not allow for resale or retail businesses or manufacturing businesses. Obviously not a manufacturing business, but it only allows for service-oriented businesses. So stuff like haircuts, if somebody's doing their taxes, they're operating a home-based travel business. I know that I in municipality that I lived in, somebody's operating a business out of their home that dealt with travel. So anything revolving around service-oriented stuff, not resale or retail. So that is just my one concern with regards to that the ordinance does not apply to him because of that, and that he needs to take that home-based business and move it to an actual business district within the village or within a different municipality that is actually zoned for that use. So with that, I can answer any questions, or I can have our assistant administrator, Aaron Kramer, answer any questions, as he has been the one that had talked to Austin about this originally on the 1st.
I was concerned about it because it is set up for somebody not to come to his house. And that's what I was really concerned about, if he had to move it into a building, not his home. I'm really concerned about that because you get a lot of traffic in and out of there, and he's right on the corner. We just stopped and looked at the address and make sure what we're talking about. I'm just really concerned about the location and the amount of people he's going to be coming in contact with.
Yes, and it is my belief that the number of people that would be coming in and out from what he has stated is relatively limited. However, I don't have any way of actually verifying that number. And I will just make a quick note that it is also operating out of the garage and the breezeway of the property. It's not actually in the home itself, but in the garage and the breezeway, just to.
That's what it kind of looked like.
Yep.
And how was he getting these supplies coming in?
It is my belief, and Aaron, you can correct me if I'm wrong, that he solicits that. I know I have found a couple different social media accounts of his where he solicits people to sell him that. I don't know if he has specific contacts or works with another party to get in contact with individuals, but Aaron, am I incorrect?
So What Ben stated is accurate. We've seen evidence that he is clearly soliciting, buying unused items, repackaging them. He did make the claim that he does purchase from wholesale providers and then essentially breaks those larger packages down into smaller items that he would then resell and essentially have his courier then go out and actually make that delivery.
Do we know how many employees he has?
I believe it is one that comes and goes from the property.
Was there gonna be like a work vehicle or something parked in front of his house?
I do not believe so. I believe that that employee was going to use their personal vehicle.
And the one employee is an actual employee?
As far as we can tell.
Yeah, as far as we can tell, that he works for Austin. He's not like an independent contractor. As far as we can tell from his statements.
You gotta push that button down.
I don't feel comfortable with his coming and going, the business or the potential of people coming to his house. I really don't feel comfortable about putting that in a residential area. Personally, it's not zoned for it. I'd rather see him into a building or some kind of a building that's more zoned for what he's trying to do.
And I agree with you where I believe this is more suited for a kind of like a warehousing type
Right.
of.
Even if it's a small building,
Correct.
someplace, but not right in the middle of a residential area where he's trying to run a specific business like this, where the potential of customers showing up within given hours during the day, whatever his hours were going to be. I just feel a little concerned about okaying this in the middle of a residential area.
Do we know when he moved in about?
I believe that he moved in towards the beginning of this year. I want to say towards February, I believe, and I could be mistaken, but he has not lived in that house for very long.
And do we have any other businesses that operate like this in the village?
No, not in this manner. We have a couple of service-oriented businesses, but not
Nothing like
doing
this.
anything like this.
Well, there's reasons why we have the code, and if this is the only one that is asking for it, it doesn't seem to make sense to allow it. I wish he was here to further either justify it or not, but he's not here, so I don't see a reason to allow it. Anyone have any other comment or
Concerns?
concerns?
You had made a comment, Bill, about people coming at all hours. Where
I'm
posting that page?
No. I'm just saying it could be that. I do not want it in a residential area just for that reason. They may be showing up at 10 o'clock at night because there's an emergency. If he wants to do it in a business building, not in a residential area. I mean, because then we gotta start changing all our codes, and I'd rather not go through all this, making conditional use permits on something that's not there, not necessary.
Do we know how many times a day the employee comes to the building?
Essentially, it was on an ad hoc basis. So that's one reason why the area was left open that enabled the theft to occur, was that it would accommodate essentially his schedule to come by and essentially when it was convenient for the other employee to come in, secure that package, and then make that delivery.
Did I hear another employee?
Just the one.
Just the one?
So Austin being the property owner / the owner of the
All right.
incorporation.
All right. I just want to get the terminology straight.
Yeah, I don't think it would be, he is a business, correct? An LLC?
Correct. That he is an LLC registered with the state in the Department of Financial Institutions.
I don't know if I like the idea of the coming and going. I mean, it sounds like this should be in a warehouse. It's a business, I mean, it's pretty clear. Or a storefront or something. And the customers, they do not come to his house, as far as we know.
As far as we
That's the
know,
claim.
that is the claim, yes. And to confirm what you're saying, President Kasdorf, is he even has acknowledged to us that that in the next 6 months, he wants to move it to a different area. I think that this would just be hopefully speeding that process up by, dealing with this. Because again, that's just his claim that within 6 months he's going to be moving it, but that's not a guarantee. So I would think that this would, I guess my whole point of it is that he's making the acknowledgement that it probably needs to move out of his house.
Is he running this right now?
Correct. He is operating it right now. And that is kind of the where the problem lies, obviously. In addition to applying for it, but also I had to send him letters and was threatening citations for him if he didn't come in and pull these permits. Because we weren't aware that he was even operating this until very recently.
What tipped you off?
It was a police contact at the home, and then that's when the police alerted me that the business is being operated out of the home.
And then part of the building code that was included in the packet talks, it's section 54-354,
Correct.
and it's number 8. That just clearly says retail sale of items or products on the premises prohibited.
With that, I make a motion to deny the application.
I'll second that.
Did we want to put a time frame on that? Do you need a time frame on that at all, or?
I would say that it would be appropriate to give him a time frame to have the business vacate the property. So it's not pick up and move everything tomorrow, but give him at least a somewhat reasonable time frame.
30 days.
Did you want to amend your motion?
I'll amend it. I'll make a motion that we deny the conditional use permit, and he has 30 days to make a move to a regular adequate building.
Again, I'll second that.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion on the motion?
I don't know if it matters. The plan commission sends a recommendation to the board on this, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Yes.
And then the village board will confirm.
The motion would be
Or-
recommending to do
Yeah,
this.
exactly.
Correct. To send this to the village board. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All in opposition, say nay. Motion passes. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Motion's been made and seconded.
Am I-
Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All in opposition, say nay. Motion passes. We're adjourned at 5:28.